Wow, that was a good-ass movie. That was so much better than the first one, and I'm just astonished because it's a video game movie, which is, the recent years have proven anything is that video game movies can be good. Look at the first Sonic movie and Detective Pikachu. But it's a sequel. Sequels are almost never better than the first one, at least in terms of how movies go nowadays. But this, Sonic 2, you should go out of your way to watch it. Especially if you're a longtime Sonic fan like I am. Definitely just take some time out of your day and go watch it. Now, I will get into some spoilers about the movie, including something towards the end there. So if you want to avoid any spoilers, honestly, just click off the video, go watch the movie, and then come back. But I will there's your spoiler warning. So the movie takes place like several months, maybe a year after Dr. Robotnik was sent to the Mushroom Planet, and the intro sequence of the movie is like this Rube Goldberg machine that Eggman made over on the Mushroom Planet to make like coffee and stuff. He's been there for a long time. He cracked out, grew out his mustache, you know the deal. And then some goons find a ring and transport him. I can't remember exactly how he gets back to Earth. It's just like these goons come through a ring of power. And then Eggman uses his weird mushroom machines to take them out, and then he hops back and he's like, "Oh, I'm back on Earth!" Wacky Jim Carrey shit. Meanwhile, during that time while Eggman was on the Mushroom Planet, Sonic has been doing vigilante work, which has caused him to oversleep, and it causes this with great power comes great responsibility conversation between him and the human character. I can't remember his name. Is it Tom? I think it's Tom. But yeah, they go fishing on a boat. Tom gives him the great power, great responsibility speech, basically. Tom and his fiance, or his wife rather, fuck off to Hawaii. Because if you remember in the first movie, his wife had a sister and she was all weird about the Sonic stuff. I don't know. She's getting married in this one, so they go to Hawaii to go have fun there. And Sonic's just, he stays at home to basically just watch the house. And then fucking Knuckles and Robotnik show up and shit goes down. Tails comes in to save the day. It's a huge fight sequence, a lot of effects going on. It's an amazing fight sequence, and this is not the last time that Sonic and Knuckles fight in the movie. It's fucking phenomenal. During that fight, Knuckles claims that he's there to reclaim the Master Emerald's power. He's on a quest to find and protect the Master Emerald. If you guys have played the games, you know that whole backstory. Sonic's like, "What? I don't have the Master Emerald." But the map that his old trainer, that big owl lady, I can't remember her name right now, gave him a map, and that map leads to where he can get the key that'll lead him to the Master Emerald. So Tails shows up and helps him figure out how to read the map, and it leads them to some cave somewhere up in the mountains in Siberia. I guess Robotnik had a cell phone triangulation, sort of pinpoint where their location was. Because Sonic has an iPhone in this universe, because why not? So in no time flat, after Sonic gets this compass thing that should lead him to the Master Emerald, Robotnik and Knuckles show up. There's another cool action sequence where Knuckles and Sonic are snowboarding down the mountain, and eventually there's an avalanche. It's a really, really cool thing. And then they flick Sonic flicks one of his teleportation rings, or Tails does. Tails gets knocked out. And then they teleport themselves to Hawaii, right in front of the wedding. And this is where the movie kind of slowed down for me. I didn't like this whole B plot with the wedding in Hawaii. It serves two purposes. One, to make the adults happy, because they have to sit through a fucking kids movie, blah blah blah, grow up and just enjoy a movie. But two, it turns out everybody at the wedding, except for the bride, was actually an undercover gun agent. So we're gonna get some Sonic Adventure 2 shit coming hopefully soon. So eventually they Gun arrests Sonic, Tails, and Tom, and eventually they get out, and Sonic runs across the ocean to another island where Eggman and Knuckles have revealed an ancient temple underwater, and this is where we get really video gamey, because the temple is like a maze full of traps. There's a lot of fun, witty banter between Robotnik and Knuckles. They eventually find the Master Emerald that's there, and then there's another fight scene between Sonic and Knuckles. It's very good. But while they're fighting, Eggman escapes with the Master Emerald, and that was something I was not expecting. I was not expecting Robotnik to gain like ultimate power. It's really cool. He starts glowing with like this green electrical energy. His outfit changes from black and red to green and red, or green and black for a bit. And he uses the emerald to make the big Death Egg robot, or at least I don't think that's the Death Egg. It's one of his robots. It's big mech, and he goes and attacks Green Hills. I completely left out that there's this really sweet bonding moment between Knuckles and Sonic, because they both basically grew up without families, and they realize, you know, they're not so different. And also, I mean, Eggman betrayed Knuckles, so Knuckles is like, yeah, fuck that dude. That's why Knuckles decides to team up with Sonic and Tails. It's a lot sweeter than I just made it sound, I promise. Just, I needed to throw that in there. So, Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, they're like, shit, this isn't good. We better team up. Because that's the only way we can stop him. Huge action sequence. Eventually, Knuckles just punches the Master Emerald out of Dr. Robotnik, and then it collapses to pieces, releasing the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Sonic gets the power of the Chaos Emeralds, becomes Super Sonic, takes down Eggman's robot, and bada bing, bada boom. The movie's more or less over at that point. Afterwards, Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, along with Tom, and I think her name is Maddie, they just have 3 anthropomorphic, I don't know, they say kids, it's really weird. There's this son-father dynamic between Sonic and Tom that it's weird, kind of. They all live happily ever after. That is until mid-credits sequence. So what? Eggman's crony guy, the one that makes him the coffee, infiltrated Gun. So that's something to know for the next movie, that he has infiltrated Gun. And Gun has uncovered files dating back 50 years to something called Project Shadow. And we see this like capsule raising up out of like this deep underground facility. And we get our first glimpse at Shadow the Hedgehog. So that's pretty much the movie, and I really fucking enjoyed it. There were, I thought there was some weird pacing, and I thought some things just didn't need to be in the movie. Like, I personally could have done without the whole side plot with the wedding in Hawaii. That was really like the part of the movie where I'm like, alright, well, just gonna take a sip of my water. Can I go to the bathroom? Yeah, this goes on for quite a bit? Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna go. That whole bit of the movie probably takes up not even a quarter of the runtime, but they could have just cut it off. That being said, speaking about the runtime though, this is a long movie. This is 2 hours. Like I said, if you cut the Hawaiian wedding, you could cut a good like 30 minutes out of the movie, make it a tight 90. I thought the performances were great. Idris Elba fucking knocked it out of the park with Knuckles. Gave him this really cool, like, this really cool accent, and just Knuckles being, like, so not from Earth. He has no idea about anything. He didn't know what fun was. He learns baseball at the end of the movie, and he calls it base of ball. It's fucking great. When I first heard that Jim Carrey was going to be Dr. Robotnik in a Sonic the Hedgehog movie, I was skeptical. But after the first movie, it's fucking phenomenal. He's even better in this one. I mean, because it's geared more towards a younger audience, there are gonna be some kind of cringy things. Like, at the beginning of the movie, he's like, it's time to get off this piece of shiitake planet. Spy Kids did that 20 years ago. You don't have to do that. At one point, he flosses in front of Knuckles. It's really weird, and I don't get it. So that's both Sonic movies now that have flossing in them. Could do without that, but you know. I'm a 27-year-old man. This movie is made for 13-year-olds who love Fortnite. James Marsden and Tika Sumpter, I had to pull up their names because I could not remember their names. They did well in their roles, of course. But every time they like cut away from the action to get their reactions, they're always just kind of standing there like this. You don't need those edits in there. I want to give big ups to Collen O'Shaughnessey reprising her role as Miles Tails Prower. Ah, what a delight. They utilized Tails so good, and they made a joke about a butt helicopter, and it was fantastic. This is just a great movie. Critics are fucking giving it like downvotes because it's too long and it's for kids. Like, go eat a donut. There's some really interesting songs used in the movie. Like when Eggman first gets into his mech, they start playing Walk by Pantera. But yeah, there's Walk by Pantera, Barracuda by Heart, This Is How We Do It, Uptown Funk. It was just like, pop culture, go! But you know, that's kind of to be expected. But yeah, it's just a fun, goofy, lighthearted action-adventure comedy movie. Go watch it. Like I said, if you're a Sonic fan, you have to go watch this. I'm so excited for part 3 because we're going to get Shadow the Hedgehog, and I'm ecstatic. Now, Jim Carrey did say that he was considering retiring from acting, and the producers of the movie have already said that if he does between now and the third movie, they're not going to recast Dr. Robotnik, which will be really interesting because I don't think there's been a couple of Sonic games without Dr. Robotnik in them, but there haven't been many, and I'm not sure how. I mean, with Shadow showing up, he could be the villain in the next movie, but I think he's going to be more of a sidekick, or at least that's the plan, unless Jim Carrey decides he wants to retire. I don't know. That could be I'm just speculating, really. And now I'm getting to rambling. But hopefully they can write a script that's good enough for Jim Carrey to consider maybe like just one more go at Dr. Robotnik, because he's fantastic at it. I would give this 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was great. Again, if you're an older adult that did not grow up with Sonic the Hedgehog, there might not be much of substance for you, but you may still find some enjoyment. It's particularly with the Hawaiian wedding shit. If you have young kids, they're going to love this movie. It's got fart jokes. It's got Fortnite jokes. It's got just bright colors, a lot of cool effects and action sequences. They're not going to get bored. And if you're a Sonic fan, you're going to get all the little tiny details. Like there was a helicopter, one of the gun helicopters had SA-2 on it, which I think means Sonic Adventure 2. That could just be me, but I thought that was kind of neat. There's a lot of cool like hidden Easter eggs that I really want you guys to just go and find for yourself. If you guys like the video, please consider subscribing. If you want to see more kind of like longer form, like rambly movie stuff, please let me know, because I like talking about it and I could just go and go and go. If you want to see something more scripted, let me know too. Click the bell icon and get notified when I upload new videos. And until then, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.